Alright everybody, so I just got out of the live action How to Train Your Dragon, so here's my spoiler-free review of the movie. So, all I gotta say is, we're finally going in the right direction for live action adaptation. This is literally everything I've asked for when it comes to a live action adaptation of a beloved anime movie I grew up with. Disney really needs to take notes on this one. Like, everything about this is everything I've complained with the Disney live action adaptations. They are following the same exact story beat for beat, but they tune up the dialogue and some of the writing a little bit so they can try to improve on some of the faults of the original anime movie. One of my main complaints with the original movie was that Hiccup and Aster's relationship was a little bit rushed in my opinion. I didn't not enjoy it. In fact, I think they're a really cute couple in future films. But I felt their relationship was a little bit forced in the first film because I didn't really see all that much chemistry between the two until Hiccup and Aster went flying together on Toothless. But in this movie, I feel like there's a little bit more build-up to their relationship. I highly recommend you guys see this one in IMAX, and yeah, this is yet again another great IMAX experience. I've never seen the original story in a theater before, and yet, even though I've never seen it in theaters before, I feel like I've gone back in time and relived my life as a kid watching the original How to Train Your Dragon in theater. There were some moments I felt like the effects could have been a little bit better, but I'm mainly talking about the final battle, because during the final battle, I could definitely tell what was a green screen and what wasn't, but most of the effects in this movie really do hold up, and I heard they actually used some practical effects for this film. I could be wrong about that fact, but I gotta go back and see the behind the scenes portion of how they made this movie. And as always, the musical score, oh, How to Train Your Dragon does it again. Every time I listen to this musical score, I cannot help but get goosebumps. It is that amazing. One of these days, I gotta get the soundtrack to this movie. The castings too? Oh my gosh, they really surprised me. I wasn't sure of how I felt of the castings at first, but Hiccup alone was one of the best castings I've seen all year. Every time the actor to Hiccup had talked, I literally heard the original voice actor to Hiccup every single time. It was cool that they also brought back some of the original voice cast to play some of their characters like Stowaway. Their acting in the movie is also really good too, and I think a part of that has to do is with the original movie being a CG film. I think one of the problems Disney has with adapting their movies into live action is how they're adapting 2D animated films where they're a little bit more expressive and you can get away with a lot more facial features. But with a CG movie, the facial features are already there because the characters are made out to be these real people that you can see yourself at. So the original How to Train Your Dragon movie is really kind of a blueprint for this film where the actors can just mimic the movements and expressions of the original characters. And yeah, there are still some challenges to trying to adapt a CG movie into live action. Mainly some of the voice acting. I felt like there were some moments where some actors were just kind of phoning in some of the lines that they said, but I'm not blaming that on the actors. I think I'm just blaming that on the amazing voice talent that goes into when making an animated movie. When making an animated movie, you have a lot more time to work on your voice acting, but for a live action, I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. But yeah, we're definitely going in the right direction of live action adaptations, and I hope that DreamWorks continues to go down this direction on adapting good live action movies with the future of the live action How to Train Your Dragon films. We're already going to be getting an adaptation to my favorite How to Train Your Dragon movie in a couple of years, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and I'm looking forward to seeing on how DreamWorks adapts this movie. I give this film a 9.7 out of 10, giving it an A+. Anyway, that's our review. Go down to the comments, tell me if you plan on seeing the live action How to Train Your Dragon. Share this video with all your friends, and click that like and follow button to get your thought on my latest content.